Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to Yiddish News. I know it's been a while, it's been a couple weeks. I haven't been really focused on this channel, but forgive me, all right? All the holidays and all that nonsense. And also, I have to focus on my main channel as well, right? Because, that's where everybody knows who I am. But now I'm able to focus on this channel once again. So if you're not subbed to this channel, please do. Please sub. I have to at least get to 1,000. And on top of that, this is going to be an interesting conversation. In fact, today might be the first time I might do call-ins for this channel because I'm sure I'm not the only one. Because I talk to other people and I agree, but at least on a massive scale, the dystopia that George Orwell, I think that's what his name is, that he explained in his book 1984, is definitely becoming real life, and it's not looking good whatsoever. Uh, and the word is called totalitarianism, something like that. Totalitarianism, yeah, whatever the fuck it's called. I know what the word is. I know what it means, but fuck that word, right? It's just pretty much dictatorship. Okay, whether you're far left, whether you're far right, it happens on both sides. All right. Communism and fascism, they're not that much different from each other. Yeah, they have a few differences, but it's all the same at the end of the day when it comes to having a central power. And I have a few examples to prove my point on how the West is literally becoming a real life version of 1984. Nothing too spicy, right? Because it's YouTube. But I'm definitely going to give you some great examples. I know there's one article you guys already, heard about already if you watch Man of Spirit channels regularly. But there's a couple other things I want to show you that's a form of how you say the powers to be or the government wants you to think, act, eat, sleep, freaking process a certain way. They don't want any autonomy because autonomy equals there's going to be people that's going to rebel. And when I mean rebel, I mean at least when it comes to the ideology sense. So we'll definitely get into that very soon. But before we begin, let me see who's up in this bitch. D-Man, what's going on? Steve Sanchez. John G, I expect you to be here. You've been a regular on both my channels. Thank you very much. David, what's going on? Yeet Lives Matter. Hell yeah, it does. Super Turbo, Death Sart, what's going on, bro? What's going on? Welcome back. Revan, this is my alarm music. I don't know. After a while, it would be kind of annoying. Like, to be honest, I need something more that has a lot more energy, like the intro to my regular channel. That is some great music to wake up to. Did I get it? Oh, Dr. Magnum, what's going on? I see Frost. Yes, 1984 indeed. It is. And it's not looking too well whatsoever. Chitin Chaz, did you change your name? What is Chitin Chaz? What is that? But wait, what's going on, man? All right. Dr. Fourth Wall, what's going on, bro? Says data government just wants us to be a bunch of mindless computers. Agreed. There's mindless robots earning them money until we die. That's pretty much where it is. Old Thorin, yeet you, yeet me, yeet us. I've been seeing you type that for months, and I greatly appreciate it. I think that is a great slogan. Honestly, I could put that on a t-shirt. But don't worry, I'll definitely give you props. Or if you want royalties, right? We can do the royalties things too. Dr. Fourth Wall, America was founded by not trusting the government. Agreed. Agreed. And look what's going on right now in 2023. How can you even trust them at that point? You can't. You just can't. And finally, M Master, what is going on, man? Good evening. Right back at you. And Chad says you'll buy the shirt. Yeah, honestly, I think that's a great slogan. I love that shirt. I just got to put on a hoodie, honestly. I think it would look great on the hoodie. But let's go ahead and begin. Let me add in the one, the only, Grey Ghost. What's going on, man?
Hey, good evening. I've been obsessively refreshing my studio page to see how the latest video is doing.
Man, I heard you watching anime. I'm like, what is this dude doing? Like the stream is about to start. I'm hearing some Naruto shit in the background. I know it's not Naruto, but
it's just I didn't have any hammer. I didn't have any anime on.
It sounded like some Japanese crazy shit, or I don't know what language they were speaking, because it definitely wasn't English.
I don't know. Maybe it's the mobile game I got going on the side. I don't know.
Okay, it's probably the game, because
that's weird. Can you hear what's coming? No, that's the thing. There's no audio on that. I don't know what you were hearing.
I can hear it from your place, and it definitely sounded like Japanese, so it probably came from your game.
Nah, that's the thing. Like, it doesn't have the volume on. I don't know where the hell you heard it from, but
you're watching something, because I'm watching whole English shit, like old school English. I'm watching some 1776 shit over here, so I know it ain't coming from me.
Nah, man, like, you don't get. No, that's the thing. Like the mic. I listen to all my desktop shit and whatnot through my headphones. So,
well, was one of your tabs open, or?
No, that's the thing. It wouldn't have gone through there. I don't keep my headphones around my microphone.
Well, something was happening on your end, because nothing's happening on my end.
Like I was talking far away, but I don't know.
Well, you speaking Japanese? You were on your epic hero arc, save the world.
It may or may not be in the middle of an anime training arc.
Get the fuck out of here. But okay, so before we begin, I really do want to get an overall feel on your perspective of the book 1984, because you've heard of it, right? Or you read it?
I have read it a couple times.
Is that dystopia coming to life? Well, what's your opinion on that?
No, I'd say that it's actually fairly accurate to the current day, and in more ways than the average person would realize. Even us, because there's a very interesting bit about it with the proles, as they're called. Because keep in mind, this is told through the perspective of a government office worker. This is his experience with the society and the party.
Right.
So, him getting taken to the room and interrogated and canceled, that stuff, let's be honest, they would not even need that level of control. They don't need you to betray people that you care about to sell out. Because, this is where it goes crazy, because we're in the context, he as a child remembered dramatically better days. He remembered a time before all of the modern day insanity. It's taken so much longer to reach the current era that much of what we see as lunacy, people younger than us and some even older than us just see as normal.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So it's pretty much depending on the ignorance of what's going on, pretty much.
What's the thing? Because you have his classification of people, the government workers. So think of your corporate drones in the modern day and age. That's the people that he associates with, corporate drones. But then the people who would be the equivalent of the tradesmen and whatnot, Like those are what he calls the proles, the proletariat, like the peasant class.
Right.
And he notices straight up that their spirit hasn't been broken because they'll still just go about their lives and casually sing.
Okay, I agree, but in particular, what Frost said, because that's when I would say mid 2010s when things start to get kind of ridiculous when it comes to his comment. When he says they changed the definitions of everything just like they're doing today.
Well, no, that was the thing. They didn't change the definitions. What they
Okay.
had was an entire division dedicated to the destruction of words.
Isn't somewhat similar to what's going on?
We do see some examples of that. Like, for example, the word brave. That is a word that they are actively trying to destroy. Now, they say, oh, it's because racism, but they're trying to remove that from the English language and instead providing alternatives. I need to find specifically where they have all these changes because I remember seeing a video clip with it. But yes, they are trying to destroy words by finding words that are problematic and then finding new ways to say them.
Agreed. And this is, in my opinion, this is mainly towards men in 2023. You know, yeah, I know it can happen to men or women, but the changing and the destruction of definitions, it's mainly because society, the alphabet community, and women, they don't want to be judged, right? So they can have any type of preferences or they can say whatever they please. But as soon as men, they, exist or even breathe, they'll call you fatphobic, transphobic, homophobic, heterophobic, like something phobic.
Well, that's where one of the main differences with 1984 is because they weren't making new words up in 1984. They were trying to demolish language because like their rationale was that people can't have rebellious thoughts if they don't have any words to articulate rebellious thoughts. Like they were eliminating the word bad and replacing it with ungood.
Okay, I see what you're saying, but for me, even though it's not the same, I do see traits. Even though they're not destroying the words, they're trying to get rid of the original definition in order to fit their narrative, which is somewhat there.
Absolutely. If anything, 1984 is very simplified. I don't know whether Orwell just couldn't imagine the extent or whether trying to condense all the ways in which they were screwing with language into a single book would have just been too much and they would have lost the plot. And it kind of would have been like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, where, yeah, there's a plot, but 90% of the book is just describing Notre Dame Cathedral.
That's true. I agree with that. And
he had to present a coherent narrative for people to follow to actually like read the bloody book. If he'd gone into all the different ways that words and language could be destroyed, people would have gotten completely lost. And it's a hard enough read for its target audience as it is.
And Frost says we're in a combination of 1984, A Brave New World, and V for Vendetta.
Having not read A Brave New World, but having heard from it, yes.
I agree because, well, anywhere you go, unless you have like complete 100% world domination, there's always going to be some pushback. So, 1984, they're the powers to be, and the V for Vendetta, they're the rebellious ones.
Well, no, V for Vendetta really brought in, and this was far more of a focus in the comic than the movie.
Right.
Was like the eyes of the state. Like they had 5 divisions of the state: the eyes, the ears, the brain, the nose, the mouth, etc. Like the nose, those would be like your Stasi equivalents. Those would be the ones who go hunting out on the ground, right? Who go poking around trying to find stuff. And then there's the fingers and the fingermen, and those are like the muscle of the state. They go around and they execute stuff on the state's behalf. Then you had like I think it was the eyes and the ears, and that was the CCTV system. And that's basically what like the internet and our phones have become, constant surveillance.
Okay. Now see what Frost is. If that's what you're trying to push for, Frost, then I definitely agree with that one. We definitely live in that world where multiple entities, or how you say organizations, are working in unison to, keep the populace in check.
Yeah. And then Brave New World, from what I understand, is where society wasn't just kept under control by fear as it was in 1984 and V for Vendetta, but it was also the constant injection of entertainment that made people soft and distracted. And that's definitely a thing these days.
I am loving the participation so far. You guys are talking about things I haven't even thought of. I like it. Keep it up. Do you want to get to... Hold up. Before we begin, I want to talk about the definition of this one. Hold up. Give me 1 second. I'll pull it up. Give me 1 second. Where you at? Do you see it?
Yes, I see it.
All right, let's bring out this bad boy.
All right,
I don't know if you guys can read it well, because I can't really bring it to full screen, but I'm going to read the more simpler terms, so I don't confuse you guys. All right, when it comes to totalitarian, I think that's what it's called.
Totalitarian.
Yeah, close enough. I've been lost in the sauce. Totalitarian. Totalitarianism is a form of government that attempts to assert total control over the lives of its citizens. It is characterized by strong central rule that attempts to control and direct all aspects of individual life through
coercion
and repression. It does not permit individual freedom. I can't fucking read today. Anyway, would you say that's happening now, or it's getting to that point?
That certainly seems to be the long-term objective. Okay. Like, I think that all the people up in the highest seats of power right now, that is what they want, but they know that if they try to enact it right away, there will be too strong a pushback. So they're trying to get it gradually through the process of, like, first they create a crisis, and then they provide the solution for the crisis, which requires taking away freedoms. And then there's a little bit of pushback, so they ease up on it, but they create that new normal in order to get people accustomed to having less freedoms than they did have before the crisis. And then they will just repeat this cycle until there's basically a totalitarian government.
Who was that one guy that pretty much laid the foundation? Like, he warned us, the Russian, what was his name?
Yuri Bezmenov?
Yeah, I think that's one. He had the 4 steps.
Yeah, Yuri Bezmenov.
What was the steps again? It was... Damn it, I forgot. Hold up.
I'll check it out, because I don't know them off the top of my head.
But he definitely did warn us. I'll give him that. He definitely... Goddamn.
Yeah, 4 stages.
Sometimes, Thorin.
4 stages of a communist takeover.
Are you able to pull that up, or do you want me to?
Yeah, should be able to pull it up. I just gotta see if this has exactly what we're after. I'm looking for something that can be easily displayed.
Okay. And chat, you probably already know, but this is for future listeners. I want them to know.
Yeah, here we are. I've got a
right.
good one. So 2 seconds. I'll just
Let
kill
me,
my camera and switch over.
Okay. I want the young men that stumble upon this channel to actually know what's going on. Okay.
Yeah. So here we are. So this is
Are you
from.
ready? Okay, hold up.
Yeah.
Let me stop sharing. All right, here we go. I'm gonna share right now. Oh, that's blurry. That's probably my fault. But all right, we can see the 1 through 4 though.
Yeah, I'll zoom in a little bit too.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Are you able to go through the 4 steps or?
Yep, I can do it. So the whole process follows 4 steps. Step 1, demoralize a nation, 15 to 20 years. Expose your ideology to your nation's soft heads. At the higher stage, the citizens of that country start brainwashing their own countrymen. Step 2, destabilization, 2 to 5 years. Does not care about your patterns. Essentials are attacked: defense, economy, and polity. I imagine that's around the lines of politics. Because polity, that is a new word for me.
Yeah.
Crisis, 6 weeks. Bring a country to crisis in such a way that violent change happens, which is followed by the next stage. Step 4, normalization, infinite period. This is tongue-in-cheek and cynical, because normalization means adherence of the enemy country to your own ideology. The people who were instrumental in bringing the enemy country to this stage are lined up against the wall and Minecrafted.
And in my opinion, it doesn't take one time for this to work. I believe it has to do it over and over and over again, like little by little, right? Because in normalization, you can't just go from, democracy to, okay, yeah, you got no freedom. I believe it's inch by inch. So people don't really notice what's happening.
Well, I think that when this came about, it was many decades ago. And it was largely dealing with nations far smaller, like nations smaller than the United States. But
Agreed.
Let's look at a situation where this did work. China with Mao Zedong. It absolutely worked there.
Oh, it worked because the civilians couldn't defend themselves, right?
Yeah. So, like that's the thing. I definitely think it's expanded because when you have a population that is armed, it's much harder to carry this out. Especially since there's so many people in the United States spread across such large landmass. Can you think of the kind of operation it would take if the entire United States started to independently rebel?
The government will lose. I don't think they'll be able to even do operation at that point. But this step by step plan was back in what you said, 1960 something, 1970 something.
So it was the 1960s. Because Bezmenov was once again assigned to Bila in 1969 as a Soviet press officer and public relations agent for the KGB.
See, this is why I say at least for the United States, these 4 steps happened over and over and over again, just so that, they can move the goalposts. They can inch by inch, just little by little, where the government can get more control over time, not just all at once, right? Because Capitol Hill is going to lose if they try to,
Because let's use one that most people would agree on: 9/11. That was a clear example of a crisis.
And there's still a shit ton of fucking conspiracies to this day. And I'm
Yeah.
only saying that because YouTube.
Yeah, but regardless, like that was definitely a crisis moment
Yeah.
where there was significant change and a whole bunch of laws passed in a short period of time that could only happen in the wake of that crisis. And now we're in the normalization period for that phase because there are now people who have grown up and they're fully grown adults and they've never known a different world.
Well, would you say that this process happened all over again, all the way up to the 2020 situation?
I think that's the thing. I think that we see this happening in multiple stages because
Right.
rather than trying to enact full takeover all at once of every part of the system, instead they are picking individual parts of the system and altering them using this process. So what you have is layers upon layers of these operations in effect. And it's only a matter of what's the crisis that changes it over.
Agreed. And in my opinion, what happened in 2020 was a big thing, at least when it comes to just stabilization. At least, you know. Oh, what was you going to say? Because I thought you were going to say something.
Yeah, I'm trying to. That's the thing. Like, we have so many. There's so many layers. It's not really. It's not cut and dry into these four sections equally because
No.
there's some parts that they're demoralizing, other parts that they're destabilizing. They try to bring about a crisis frequently, and they're also trying to normalize the results of previous crises.
Yeah, especially with the serum that people had to drink in their bodies, and right now things aren't looking too well for very healthy people.
Yeah, even today I heard of another potential victim of that through like a friend of the family. So,
which pisses me off because I'm sure you, like yourself, like I'm sure you're at least telling your family members like this is not a good idea, don't drink the serum, don't do it. And now we got healthy people throughout society just dropping like flies.
yeah, that's the thing. Like it was all I could reasonably do just to avoid the pressure from them, like to get me to do it. I'm pretty sure I'm the only member of my family that hasn't had it.
Same here. I'm still pure blood.
Yeah.
If you're pure blood, put it in the chat.
Yeah, which and I'll admit I'm really cautious about needles. Like I got a tetanus update recently, and like you bet your ass I looked over. Okay, what exactly did you give me? I'm not signing any sort of release form for this. And I better know exactly what was in that needle because
exactly. Like I heard some crazy stories of people being like straight up physically forced to take the serum.
Yeah.
In the hospital.
No, that's how they got my dad. Like he was hospitalized for something unrelated, and yeah, they gave it to him there. Now he wasn't unwilling on it because, well, as usual, he trusts the disembodied voice on the radio than he does his own flesh and blood.
That's why at least what happened in 2020, steps 2 through 4 happened. At least through 2020 and onward.
Well, that's okay. 2 seconds. I've got a fan that kicked on in the background. I just gotta quiet that down.
Oh, it's all good. Oh, I got a message. Oh, but chat. I just want you guys to know, and I'm sure a lot of you guys knew anyway, because I'm sure.
Oh, all right.
Oh, what's up? Oh, okay. You guys know your history. So this is why I say it's very fucking important for people to know their history. This is very important because this is going to happen all over again. But you can't save everybody, of course, but at least you need to be aware so you can protect yourself at least.
Yeah. But so like here's the thing, we'll use the recent crisis as an example. Like first, like we've got the demoralization where you see an extended period of intellectuals being converted, let's say, and any honest intellectuals slowly being pulled out. Meanwhile, you have all these talking heads and this constant publishing of studies, whereas like where you get something where like you'd have an original case study where it says, oh hey, we gave these mice red wine in this quantity for this period of time, and they showed a 10% improvement in their heart, like in their heart rates or heart functionality, etc. And then that gets fed to the journalist stuff where it's like, wow, drinking wine is good for your heart. We better publish this in a major news article. And then you had all these scientific journals where like everyone was just rewarded for publishing stuff that was, here's a new discovery, here's something new and exciting. And everyone realized, you know what? No one gives a shit about doing a test on something that's already been done and verifying or refuting it. So no one double checks anyone's work. It's all about what's new, what's exciting. So you get like that, to me, is the demoralization for much of the scientific community. Then you get the destabilization for that, where particularly with the climate change stuff, you see a whole lot of ideology overriding objectivity in the scientific field. And you start to get certain people being put into more prominent positions. Then you get the crisis. And so much of the layman population is just so blindly trusting of the news media and these talking heads and anyone who has a doctor in front of their name that they're just going to blindly believe and swallow whatever the heck is said. Whereas they probably would have been far more skeptical a couple decades prior had this tried to be rolled out.
Completely agree. You know, even with a person with just basic knowledge about science, I knew the situation in 2020. That was not good. That was not something that, how can you produce a solution to the problem in such short amount of time? That's just common sense. Like,
and then
it hasn't been
meanwhile
tested, nothing.
But then you have the normalization stuff where as all the additional information and the conspiracy theorists are being proven correct is coming out, it's done in a slow, infrequent drip, and there's always something else that the masses are looking at. And that's the normalization. Like they're admitting to the truth of the situation, but doing it in such a way that most people aren't aware of it and won't care, especially since they've already bought into it.
Yeah, especially when they have to take serum after serum after serum after serum, and then they act all shocked when they have issues with their health.
Yeah, like it's hilarious in a sad way to hear someone who prides themselves on not being a follower, not being a sheep, and then it's like, well, you're kind of acting like one in many ways, but like I just kind of like softball an opportunity for you to learn something and you reject that. So I ain't gonna fucking push because I really don't care about you that much.
Bro, it got to the point where they were calling for deletion of people that didn't want to take the serum. They got that crazy.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what? So you trying to commit some kind of genocide? That's what you advocated for? Like,
Yeah,
what that is, I don't know what step it is, but regardless, that was fucked up. There was plenty of people that were advocating for it. Like, wow.
yeah. Like right now, like we're so far as the recent medical crisis, we're definitely in the normalization period, and we're seeing, like, especially all these journalists, all these people who even called for the execution of non-compliers, they're the ones dropping dead.
Agreed. And the falsely, if you guys know who I'm referring to, is freaking out because he might be facing some jail time.
Well, that's the thing, because he's one of the people who will be, again, like, I'll just highlight the line right here. He's realizing, oh shit, I fall into this category now, because he's a loose end.
Actually, yeah, when you put it that way, you're right. You're correct. he is a loose end
He's a
because
loose end because he could absolutely expose all of this to try and save his own skin. So he's a loose end, like much like Epstein. I guess Fauci's got to start saying that he has no suicidal thoughts, and he better double check his car for cut brake lines.
all I'm saying is, chat, when it comes to the powers to be, I'll be surprised if there is one good person. Once you reach a certain level, once you reach the tippity top of the food chain when it comes to society, you're pretty much corrupted 99.99% of the time.
That's the thing. I wouldn't even go so far as like good. We have to look at it not as any sort of objective good, but straight up from our perspective, are these people good for us? And no. The only way that these people will ever do anything that benefits us is if we can be used as a utility to take out their opponents.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And that has happened before. When it comes to not just in the States, but in Libya.
Well, that's the thing. Like I'd point at Trump as an example of this. Like, is he objectively good? I wouldn't say that. But does he see more value in backing the plebeians and the common people and the little guys rather than casting his lot in with the elites? Yeah. I think he sees a different path to victory there.
Oh, he was down since 2016. Ever since I saw him or heard him call out Hillary Clinton about the tax brackets, the tax breaks and shit, I've not once ever in the history of I've been alive seen a president knowingly admitted that he took advantage of the tax breaks and called the opponent out for being in the political world for 30 years but haven't done a thing, because that means that her acquaintances, her friends, will not be able to benefit from the very same policies. So I have not once ever heard of a political opponent or a presidential debate where he admit that he uses the same thing but calls out her hypocrisy. Like, you've been in this for 30-40 years, yet you didn't even change a single thing because you know that you will piss your friends off.
Yeah. Well, that's the
So
thing.
I was like, oh,
I think like he's very much, he aligned himself against the established powers, and at the same time he fucked up.
I'm sure he considered the risk versus the reward, but I doubt he knew that what's going on right now was going to happen, according to him being harassed.
No, the harassment's one thing. I think it's more the like Section 230. Like I will keep harping on that until he actually does something about it, or has someone else do something about it. Because Section 230 was what he had the opportunity to revoke, And he clearly had ideas about it because he saw the censorship on the platforms. So
Wasn't he shut down before though? China passed that or whatever?
no, I don't think he ever actually touched it. I don't think he ever actually touched Section 230. As president, he would have the ability to strip those protections completely on his own.
Oh, because I know he talked about it. I didn't know that he never bothered to do it.
Yeah, no, because like Section 230 is what protects all these platforms. It's what's the thing? Because they're not platforms; they're publishers. A platform is supposed to be neutral.
Right.
YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, etc. They are not politically neutral.
But I'm not saying that Trump is a good guy. If you're a politician, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be doing something bad. But he did side with the people, which did help him in the long run.
Like, let me put it. Here's how I see it. I look at the politicians and go, okay, you will only be beneficial to me so long as I am beneficial to you. So I'm going to treat you the exact same. I'm only going to treat you decently so long as you're beneficial to me. And this will just be a relationship of mutual usury. Because the instant you expect a politician to help you when you're down, you are a fool.
I agree. You help me, I help you type situation.
Yeah. And in the counter offers, like, look, if you're not helping me, then screw you. I ain't helping you with shit.
Pretty much. Also similar to, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Precisely.
And like, it happens way more often than you think, chat.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, I'm not pro-Trump. I am anti-Trump's enemies.
Exactly. Because once again, I do agree with what Frost said. At the end of the day, I think both political parties are in on this. Same. Both sides on the same coin type situation. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read the rest of that. That's some Star Wars shit. But I do see what you're saying, Frost. But as long as you guys understand the steps, come back and watch this stream again if you want to hear the explanations, because I truly believe that this is something that all people should be looking out for. This. Don't be looking at TikTok. You should be reading shit like this, because this is literally happening in real time. If not in this Western society, it's happening somewhere around the world. Because communism/feminism is spreading like an aggressive cancer.
Well, but here's the other thing. This is why this is so subversive, and why I think that this started with communism, because communism needs this. Like if you're going to promote the other two ideologies, either freedom or stability, there's merits. Like, you can sell those on their own principles, as it were.
Well, yeah, feminism wouldn't exist without communism, in my opinion.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But feminism requires a crisis of some kind. Like, here's the thing: if they couldn't profit off of something bad happening to women, then they'd have absolutely no basis for feminism. Like, every major feminist movement typically requires some crisis that evokes a whole bunch of pity.
Oh, so the first big thing that I know of is the Prohibition era. The feminists were the ones that actually advocated and pushed through the government to prohibit alcohol, because they were very upset that their husbands, their boo things, their sons or whatever are just at the bar having a great time after work, and the wives, they did not like that.
Well, here's the thing. I would wonder how much of that they actually didn't like, and how much of it was the government intentionally going, hey, you don't know what your husband's up to when he goes to the bar after work, do you? Can you really trust him? Because who do you think is more threatened by a whole bunch of men gathering in private to talk? Wives
The
or
government.
the government? Because that's how stuff spread for like 1776. It was a bunch of men just talking on their own in private.
I'm gonna say it again. This is how the Marines were formed, gentlemen, at a bar or a tavern.
Yeah, many great advancements have happened by like men talking in bars. Like the whole like calculus was originally brought about because of a discussion at a coffee shop.
I do love me some coffee.
Yeah. So yeah, but like it was just like places where men could go and gather. And then, well, where's the next place that men would gather and talk? Work. So then who enters the workforce?
The women.
Yeah. And what triggers, and here's the thing, what do we have that gets, what's the crisis for the first wave feminism? World War I. Crisis for second wave feminism, getting them into the workforce. World War II. All the men taken out, driven away. So the women have to enter the workforce.
But they were very smart about it too, especially with the men that didn't want to go to war. They were shamed very harshly by women in society.
Yeah, the White Feather Society. Again, females working for the state. Like, make no mistake, most of these movements of feminism, they have not been women making independent decisions to go forward with them. I would say basically every single time there has been some sort of state level provocateur guiding them into doing these things.
I completely agree because and yeah, I'm gonna bring him up. Andrew Tate. He brought up a good point that I didn't really think of until he brought it up, where feminism cannot be defended by feminists.
Yep.
They have to have some type of backup in order for their ideology to work.
Yep, this is true.
You know, they have to have some gullible, stupid soy boy men that believes in the nonsense, and or the feminist movement is state sponsored. Okay,
it always goes to the top because, like, if these men who were defending feminists didn't have government backing, they're not strong men to begin with, so they would have been eliminated by the stronger men. Like, I'm sure that if you look back to first and second wave feminism, you will find people that are attacking those who decry feminism and the cops just standing by watching.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. You know, like once again, if it wasn't for the hardcore laws and the hardcore gaslighting and the hardcore shaming that's been happening in the West, feminism would not exist. If it wasn't for the fear for the boys in blue of being yeeted in jail for little to no reason, yes, you as a man can be thrown in jail for no reason.
Like, I would go even so far as to say, if it wasn't for government mandates and subsidies, there would be almost no women in the modern workforce.
Oh, I completely agree with that. Especially the single moms. I completely agree with that.
But because so many companies, they only have a woman on the workforce because it's cheaper, because the government will add like penalties, fines, or increase taxes if there isn't a female in the workforce.
Right. And also this is what they wanted, at least the powers to be, aka Rockefeller. He wanted the women to join the workforce because that's double the income, that's double the taxes. All the rich people is going to get richer.
Yeah, because like you have more. I think That's the thing. Factory work. The funny thing is, every time the women enter the workforce, like you look at every field where women dominate. I guarantee you that's the next field that's going to get automated away.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, well, like let's look at first off factory work. Like what you had doing was women doing the jobs that they were physically capable of doing. And nowadays, most of those jobs are done entirely by machines.
Oh, okay.
And then you have a whole bunch of data entry positions. Nowadays, we've been continuously working on developing algorithms that can read. Like I can go to the bank, put my check into the ATM, and it will read the number. That typically requires a bank teller, someone behind the counter to do that. They are doing their damnedest to get rid of that. Fast food industry, that's being automated away too. Like most people nowadays will probably order online or use one of those kiosk things simply because it's more accurate than the brain dead numbskull behind the counter.
Well, women tend to go for the easier jobs or the social, aspect of jobs.
And then with all and now the tech industry, all these website writers, all these journalist sites, a lot of women in that industry, a lot of job losses. Whenever Twitter, when Twitter cut a huge amount of its tech staff, it didn't jump its engineers. It dumped its fucking trust and safety council and HR department. Mostly women in that.
Elon Musk is still cutting jobs. I think he cut more jobs today.
Probably. That's the thing. Like anytime you see a female-dominated industry, that industry is about to collapse or be automated away.
Yeah, because like you said, it's much cheaper to have a machine to do it for you. The machine doesn't need to get paid, just maintenance.
Yeah, and it's not like the women are the ones doing the maintenance, it's men.
That is true. But it's our fault, right? Strong, independent, don't need a man. Oh, if only you had a husband, right?
Even nowadays, like I would go so far as to say, well, what independent market do women dominate? Largely the arts. And now we have AI art.
Yeah, that's not going to look good for them because that is exploding right now, the AI art.
Yeah. I mean, straight up video I put out today, like all the art there generated by AI. Like,
somewhat creepy though, in my opinion. Yeah. How smart the AI is getting.
Yeah, and I'm learning how to use it better and better, like all the time. Like I used a couple new techniques in order to get a bunch of variances on the images, but still hold a consistent composition and layout.
That is true, but chat, do you have any other questions to these steps before we move on? Because I want to show you guys a video which I thought was fucking hilarious, and I think Gray is gonna find it funny too. So, do you have any other questions, chat, about this? The 4 steps? Because I'm about to share a video very soon. And we will pause here and there so I don't get, yeeted. All right, it seems to me they don't need it. Okay, that's cool. All right, you guys understand the process of these 4 things. You guys need to keep that in mind when you're dealing with anything when it comes to the current events or things happening around the world. All right, I'm shrinking your screen. And I'm going to put up this bad boy. Because this is what I mean about the machine the powers to be wants to feed people lies. I'll show you. Do you see it?
1 sec. Yeah, I see. Oh yeah, this one. I've got the video tab. I haven't watched it yet, so get a live reaction here.
Oh, it's all good. We're gonna actually, nah, we don't need to expand it. Let's go ahead and watch right quick. Here's the bullshit that I've been hearing. Once again, gentlemen, you already know I'm a veteran. So I can smell this type of bullshit from a million miles away. This is nothing but psyop bullshit. Let's begin.
That's her passion for the battlefield and beyond.
By now, she's gained a few nicknames. Punisher of Russians and Ukrainian Joan of Arc.
I like Jean.
So, see, right away, she has a lot of time to post this shit on social media, get her little selfies in.
Mid fucking operation, and she's posting shit to social media. I'm assuming that like that's either operation or training exercise.
She is a Ukrainian sniper, right? So right away, I'm like, first off, snipers don't fight in the front lines. So you already fucked up on that one. Snipers never fight on the front lines, ever. So they're pushing this nonsense about, oh, look at female, strong, female, powerful. Look at me. See,
Okay.
if they're, oh, what's up?
Just also, here's the thing. A sniper, you don't want to broadcast because, okay, first off, Yeetus, and you can confirm this. Snipers are the most hated combatant.
Yes, this is straight up OPSEC type situation, pretty much like giving up vital information. And who was the white ghost in World War II? Some guy from Finland. He was the most deadliest sniper ever. He had like 200 to 300 kills. I'm probably saying
Simo Haya.
I think so. He was from like Finland or something. He's the most deadliest sniper ever. And
Simo Haya.
if he was here in 2023,
yeah,
and they had some news channel like putting his face everywhere and shit, he would have been killed.
Yeah, although you're wrong about the count. It's not 300. It's believed to be over 500.
Okay, so I kind of underdid it. Okay, so yeah, he was beyond fucking deadly. And imagine if he chose to, which I don't believe he ever will, if he chose to do some interviews and selfies and shit on the cell phone and blah blah blah. What happened in Russia where I think it was like 80 or 90 Russian soldiers got killed? They got killed because somebody was using their phone and the Ukrainian army was able to track that phone and know their position.
Well, here's the thing. Like her face is out there. Like, you're not supposed to be famous as a sniper during the war. It's after the war that you're supposed to be famous. Because right now, like she is probably like target number one. They're like, oh shit, there's a sniper out there who's a big symbol for the Ukrainians to rally around. And her disappearance, let's say, would probably be a huge moral blow. I bet you right now that there is a team of people, like men on the Russian side, who are doing everything they can to try and track her position. And they're going to send whatever artillery they need to in order to remove her.
You're not wrong. And I'm going to continue this video before I flame the shit out of her, because the shit that I've seen, oh my God. Let's go ahead and continue real quick. We'll play for like 30 seconds.
Jeanne d'Arc, history Jeanne d'Arc.
Yeah.
And a lot of people said that she was a ginger like me.
Okay. Eugenia Emerald has become somewhat of an icon in
What?
Ukraine, fighting on the front line.
You're expecting
as a
me to
sniper,
believe that's
the
a
only
natural
woman in
ginger?
her unit.
How did they react when they saw?
Yeah, that's not ginger hair. I know ginger hair. That's not ginger hair.
Like, I'm pretty sure I saw some dark fucking roots there.
Unless she has some crazy ass dye. No, she's not. Actually, no. Fuck that. She's not ginger. Fuck that. Hell no. Let's continue another 30 seconds.
That you were joining, that you were a woman.
Oh, they was shocked.
She's only one of more than 50,000 women now enlisted in the Ukrainian army, something that is mandatory for men, but women can also volunteer.
Like, where are they getting these shots? If you're in the
She
middle
did
of a
her-
fucking
there-
war,
Look right there. She did her fucking nails.
nails, she got makeup. I know she got makeup on.
Yeah,
I know.
like who, like what, Yeetus, in what fucking military exercise do they give the female soldiers enough time to put their makeup on?
None. I don't think you're even allowed to have that much makeup, or you're not even allowed to have any nails painted. You know,
Like, these are PR photo shoots. You know, I've actually got. Let me go find this clip. It's an anime clip. Oh god, yeah. I'll just pull it up on my.
don't play it.
No, I won't play it. I'll just show the screenshot.
Okay, because my shit got banned. Because Rishi tried before.
Yeah, and to keep talking while I get this thing saved up, and I'll make it my profile picture.
Okay, but in all seriousness, chat, do you really believe a sniper that's been fighting tooth and nail in the front lines is going to look like that? Really? You really think a sniper that is supposed to be staking out for hours or days at a time to take out a target will be looking like this? I know the Ukrainian army is different when it comes to rules and stuff, but come on, Chad. If she's been fighting for as long as she was or whatever, she would not be in this condition. She wouldn't. Like, come on.
Yeah, like when I see her in the makeup, like this, I just see this scene from Tanya the Evil.
God damn it. That's funny. But Real Talk says, "Sup, just rolling in. These are psyops." Yeah, like I said in the beginning, this is a psyop. Call them what they are and move on. Not worth buying to the BS or giving it any energy. Nope, I'm gonna give it energy.
It's content. It's content.
Not just content. This shit's been happening for almost a year. Fuck all that. I'm sure you guys saw the video of the female Ukrainian soldier having a TikTok dance somewhere on border patrol or in combat. Supposedly, allegedly. And it's pissing me off. Because they're only doing this so they can attract men to go die in ditches.
Yeah, like literally serves same purpose as this. It is a propaganda photo shoot where hours ahead of time were spent on clothing and makeup.
Because,
Like,
Oh,
sorry, I as someone who has experience with photography, I'm going to actually break this shit down, because straight up, they are outdoors and they have someone standing off to the side of the camera with a silver reflector dish right now.
it has to be.
Like, this isn't even natural light.
This picture is too clean.
Like, there's this, like, for outside, like, first off, like, it's taken in the shade for one, but like, if you see the light that's on the side of her face versus the light on the far side of her face compared to the light underneath the cap, there are two light sources here, and one of them, I'm willing to bet, is a large silver reflection dish, or they might have even brought out a bloody softbox.
I wouldn't be surprised, because I'm like, ain't no way in hell you, a sniper that's been out there for how many months, and You don't look tired. You don't look fatigued. No, why is your hair down? That like I don't know. It's
Why do you
I
even
forgot.
have long hair in the military?
at least put it in a bun because that's the rules for female soldiers. But I guess this is Ukrainian army, right? I don't know.
That this is straight up a propaganda photo to boost morale and encourage like volunteers, or it's a morale booster and maybe a recruitment tool.
It has to be because it gets a lot worse. I'm telling you, Gray, you could just prepare yourself because I was laughing my ass off. Dr. Fourth Wall says, Bro Yeetus, I did a quick search. So many of the women being featured are way too clean to actually be in the fight. I agree. Like, even though that she wasn't in the she wasn't directly in the fight, if she's actually been a sniper, snipers, they have to stay awake for hours or days on end on multiple occasions. Does it look like a person? Chat. Does this woman look like a person that has been busting her ass, staying in one location in the freezing cold weather for days to take out a target?
Her uniform is spotless.
Brand new. Like, it's straight out the factory, brand new.
Yeah, like my fucking like work coveralls look worse after, like, if I bought them brand new and then used them for a week, ran them through the wash, they'd look worse than that. That looks like it just came out of the freaking plastic. And then, like, look at, now I'm going to get over analytical. Look at that rifle. Does that rifle look like it has seen any dirt on it ever?
No, hell no.
And again, her finger, she's got a freaking jewelry. She's got a freaking armband, bracelet of some kind.
And on top of that, she's pretty much flagging everybody with that rifle or that sniper, which is not allowed in the military. She's literally pointing that barrel like at the photographer. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm telling you. And Mr. Pliskin says that's an airsoft gun. I would not be surprised.
Could very well be.
But let's go ahead and continue because this shit gets even better. Let's watch this shit.
Volunteer.
All Russians scare us.
They're scared. They're afraid of you.
Afraid of me.
Yeah.
No.
I'm pretty sure that any Russian soldier that admitted he was afraid of her would be pummeled to death with oranges.
No. I would never, ever. Okay. Now they're on some bullshit. You see, even the chat is like, "What the fuck?"
That's the thing. Even if you were, as a soldier, legitimately afraid of that, you would never admit it, because like that's the kind of thing that has your buddies holding you down in the middle of the night while the rest of the guys beat you with socks.
Blanket party. Oh no, hell no, no way in hell. She really chat. Even if you're not in the military, I know you can smell the bullshit from like 1,000 miles away.
But here's the thing: she probably believes it. I would not be surprised if there's an entire military propaganda division specifically dedicated to gassing her up.
Yeah, her and all the other 7 out of 10s.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they're afraid of me. Yes, the Russians are afraid of me. Oh, yes, honey, they're absolutely afraid of you. They're really afraid of you. Go and tell that to the nice lady at the interview. Is you are so important and so vital to our cause. We need you because you scare the big bad Russians away. Yeah, tell that to the Brazilian model that got yeeted to heaven. You look that up, chat. Look it up. It didn't end well for that Brazilian model. So let's continue, because this shit's gonna be more hilarious.
Afraid of us, women, Ukrainian women. It's important.
Oh, okay, stop it. Okay. Let's continue, because that was shut the fuck up. Let's continue. spewing all that shit out of her fucking mouth, bro. Okay.
That's probably
It
not
was
the
her
only thing that
father
she.
who
Well,
first taught her how to use a weapon.
When
That's-
I was a little girl, I wished to be a sniper, not like a princess.
Wow. So even as a little girl, you wanted to be a sniper.
Yes, it was my dream.
Wow.
really, and that's really you
I-
wanted to be a sniper. That's why a child used holding an SMG.
Yeah, I don't think it was your dream. I don't think that was your maybe your veteran family wanted you to join the military. So
Well, it's entirely possible that she grew up hearing stories of like those Russian female snipers and all the amazing feats they did.
bro, I believe she doesn't even believe the shit that she's saying. Because like
Entirely.
look at her.
Yeah,
What?
well, that's the thing. Like, she's not making eye contact. She's like looking down at her hands while saying this shit and smiling. So, yeah, I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt, but even that's probably too much.
But the shit's gonna get even crazier. Oh man. Let's get it.
I think if my father now will alive, yes, we fight together at front
Wow.
line. Yes.
She then
False. It doesn't matter if your father was Rambo. He would not want you to fight in the front lines.
No,
No.
no.
Even the sons, he'll be very hesitant. No parent wants their child to fight in fucking war.
Well, no parent who has experienced war.
Well, yeah. So yeah, she's in La La Land. Look,
No, actually, I'm sure that. Okay, like, I guess apparently her father's dead for one thing. So she's probably just been straight up brought up as a military propaganda tool, and she's had all this shit pumped into her head, gussying her up, making her think this. Like, she's the perfect propaganda machine. She's probably been told this by other people who she thinks really care about her, but no, they see you as a political pawn. And
it's similar to the Israeli commandos or the Israeli army, where they have these good-looking women. I admit they're good-looking, but they obviously never served a day in fucking the military. They're just there to try to recruit more people. Like, have you seen those videos, right? You seen those Israeli women, you know?
I've heard of them. I don't think I've
They-
ever actually seen them.
Oh, I can show you countless. Well, probably because you're not on TikTok, but there's countless.
I'm not on TikTok. Thank you.
I know, but there's countless videos of where they're obviously not in the military, right? Because they have their hair all the way down. They have 5 pounds of makeup on their face.
Oh, yeah, I think
And
I've
they don't
seen
really-
like an image or two, and yeah, from the first 2 seconds of seeing that, you can tell. Yeah, they don't know jack shit about what they're doing.
But here's the big thing. You notice her hair? I guess you're right, bro.
Yeah, but it's like, you're a ginger. It's like, oh, really? Well, were you a blonde here? Now, here's how you can find out. Step 1: look at the fucking eyebrows.
Eyebrows. Oh, like right there. I can barely see, but I see it right there.
Yeah, that ain't blonde, and it ain't fucking red either.
So it has to be. Well, it has to be brunette or blonde. That's the only two, or dirty blonde. One of those. But
Given the hair dye, I'm willing to bet that brunette, because if she was blonde, her hair wouldn't need to be that red, wouldn't be that dark a color.
that's true. Ash says she is a feminist. She changed her hair colors.
Yeah.
Of course. You know, like who these. I'm glad that these feminists are outing themselves, because I would never date a female that think that they can change their hair to like rainbow colors. Okay, because like in nature, animals or any type of species with bright colors are usually poisonous.
What's the thing? Like, they stand out because they're not afraid to be eaten. Like, they develop that natural coloration, because if they looked like non-venomous species, then animals would eat them purely by accident. They have those bold colors because it actually increases their survivability.
I agree with you.
Like-
My bad. I'm drinking.
Yeah, like animals don't want to eat shit that's poisonous, and shit that's poisonous doesn't want to be eaten. So they develop that for communication, because if they were subtle about it, then they get eaten by accident, and well, then they die, and it doesn't really matter at that point if the predator dies.
I don't like how she's grabbing the rifle. That's kind of pissing me off. I don't know why. It just pisses me off.
Also, she's wearing rings. Like, Yeetus, when the fuck are you allowed to wear jewelry in the military? On your hands?
Only wedding rings. That's it. That's the only, and even then, they usually wear like rubber, the rubber wedding bands.
Yes, I would expect that having metal on your hands would be a liability in combat.
Oh, definitely, especially if it gets stuck on something. Oh yeah, definitely a liability.
Like, even during construction. Like, I heard about this one guy, he was working on a roof, and he had his wedding ring on, and he slips, and as he's grasping at the roof, his wedding ring catches on a nail just slightly sticking out and damn near rips his finger off.
Like the skin and stuff and every.
Like, it basically, it definitely tore up the skin, but it almost just straight up tore his finger off because all of his body weight was being caught on the one wedding band.
Oh, bro. Oh, I'm pretty sure he saw his bone too.
Probably.
God damn it. That's terrifying. Fuck that, man. Just shoot me. Shoot me with the bullet, bro. I'm cool with that. Not fillet me. Like, fuck that. But let's go ahead and continue. Because it is gonna get better.
Then enrolled in a military program. And when war broke out in February, it was the Army that called her up. Emerald then making the difficult choice to leave her family behind, including her 11-year-old daughter.
Shade.
So my question is, how are they tracking every single thing of her fucking life throughout all these months? Because that's the feeling that I'm getting.
Well, she is a propaganda piece. Like,
Right.
She has been straight up cuddled. She might even believe all the things she's saying simply because, like, she's been guided through this shit on recruit difficulty.
It has to be, because I'm like, they have a lot of photos and a lot of videos of her prior to the war and during the war. I'm like, there ain't no fucking way. There is no way.
I'd ask, like, what's her confirmed kill count? Like, if she's so fucking scary, like, what's her confirmed kill count?
A half a kill.
Like, that's the thing. Like, does she even have any confirmed kills?
That's a good question. I really don't know. That's a good question, actually. Even if I look it up, I wouldn't trust it anyway.
No. Because, like, there's a difference between how many confirmed kills she has and how many on paper and how many confirmed kills she actually has. Because I wouldn't put it past them to just completely fabricate an operation just to gussy her up.
And yeah, we're going to be watching through most of this chat because, once again, it gets even funnier. They probably gave her a camera crew. Yeah, definitely. It's because this makes no sense. It really makes no sense to me. There's no way that they're able to get this much footage, huh?
Yeah, she straight up has like a fucking PR team following her at all hours, basically.
Shit, knowing Zaleski, that probably did happen.
Well, he did used to work in television, so
yeah, that funny comedian, right? That funny actor. All right, let's go ahead and continue.
Just crying.
They're just crying. Yeah.
She says she just had to go. She's been everywhere now, from Kharkiv and Zhytomyr to Bucha and the battle for Kyiv. But she says being a woman on the front has its fair share of challenges.
How do you have time?
Full on makeup with foundation and lipstick. And yeah, look at the eyebrows right there. She ain't no fucking redhead. Look at the roots. She ain't no redhead.
Yeah, she's a brunette. Now I see right now she's a brunette. But her hair ain't frizzled up, nothing, nada, no dirty uniform from laying in the grass and the dirt. What the fuck is going? Okay, we all know what's going on. It's a rhetorical fucking question. Let's go ahead and continue.
Challenges, not only battling the common enemy, but also internal gender discrimination. One man she came into
Bro, hold up.
not only battling the common enemy, but also internal gender discrimination.
Who gives? Okay.
The only internal gender discrimination is against men.
Gentlemen, in the middle of a fucking invasion, this is what they're worried about. This is what they.
I imagine that every male assigned to her is secretly under his breath going, "Oh fuck, we gotta babysit today."
Yeah, if she even went to the front lines, but even then, they're pushing the gender discrimination. Like, come on, chat, come on, man. Like, your bullshit radar should be going through the roof. Like, come on. It is
ABC News, so
like, it is so insane that it has to get. I don't give. Okay, first off, especially when it comes to World War One, and on top of that, World War Two, there was a lot of bullshit going on, especially when it comes to racism. But did that stop us from doing our job? No. Hell, we didn't give two fucks. What's the famous fighters from World War One that they never lost a soldier? The famous all black battalion or something.
You're asking the wrong dude. Like, I've heard of them, but I can't recall the name off.
I know. I'm asking the chat if they knew. I think it's a Tuskegee Airmen or something like that.
Let me look it up.
Like, chat. Listen, if we're actually in the firefight, if we're actually in combat, I don't give a fuck what's between your legs. I don't give a fuck what color you are.
Well, there. Let's see.
Oh, right here.
I found like the.
You said Tuskegee Air Raiders, or Tuskegee Airmen.
Yeah, like there's Canadians had. Number 2 Battalion band. Over 750 black men enlisted in the number 2 Construction Battalion.
The Construction Battalion is very important. But what I'm saying is, chat, as a veteran myself, I don't give a fuck what's between your legs. I don't give a fuck what color you are. I don't give a fuck what you believe in. If you're down there in the trenches, like what she supposedly was in, we're trying to get out alive.
Yeah, it's like if I'm fucking bleeding out because I got a bullet hole where my liver should be, I do not give a fuck about the melanin content of the guy dragging me to safety.
That's it. That is it. I really don't give a fuck who you are. Because you're stuck in here with me, and I'm stuck in here with you, and there's bombs and grenades and artillery shells fucking flying everywhere. And this is what, well, I should be surprised, but this is what ABC brings. Oh, the gender inequality.
Like, you know, the Russians are really bad, but you know what's worse than the Russians shelling you and bombing you? Gender discrimination. That's the true enemy here.
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep it real. Revan, if she can't patch up my wounds, she needs to leave me to die because she can't drag me out.
No, please. Like, if she can't patch up the wounds, at the very least, she can spare a fucking bullet.
At least spare a round. At least just
surely she's not that bad a shot.
What am I gonna do? Snitch? Shit, I'm gone.
Yeah, like, or if she can't do that, at the very least, like, she's probably got a fucking vial of morphine on hand. Is like, look, just fucking OD me right here and now. Fuck this shit. No,
Yeah,
you can't
'cause-
fucking drag me to safety. At the very least, put me to fucking sleep.
'cause
And
if
then
you
watch
try
her
to-
and then watch her miss with the fucking needle.
You let me down for the last time. That'll be my response. But yeah, she can't drag me out because we will both be dead. If we were in a firefight, we'll both be dead.
Yeah, and
'Cause
I'd
ain't
be
no
like,
fucking way.
well, that's the thing. Like if you as a commander legitimately send a woman to go extract a man from the battlefield, then you're just sending that woman on a suicide mission with no hope of success.
The commander hates me.
Well, commander hates both of you, clearly.
Like, you motherfucker. But let's continue before I rage even more. We gotta continue.
One man she came into contact with initially saying her place was in the kitchen.
And then when they saw how good of a shooter you were,
Was he wrong?
Well,
'Cause
yes,
there's only-
because I'm pretty
there's
sure
only-
that her real place is on the street corner.
Well, that too. But there's only a select few women that truly are able to be snipers. Not this fucking lady that never had any shred of goddamn no scars, no dirtiness, no frizzled hair, no messed up makeup, nothing. She doesn't look tired, nothing.
Her eyebrows have been fucking plucked to perfection.
Is that a zit or a mole?
I think it's a mole.
Yeah, okay. Let's continue. Because once again, it does get better. I promise you guys.
must have been shocked and they must have eventually respected you.
It was later.
It was later.
They respect me later, yes.
Liar.
Yeah, I was like, you
Liar.
can see like she can't even say like, oh yeah, they saw how good my shooting was, and they respect. Like she was fucking thrown bone after bone. It's like later they expect me later. Yeah, after the fucking political commissars came around and said, you speak one fucking word that even remotely damages this girl's ego, and we are sending you to the front line, buck naked with a stake around your neck.
Shit, I'd rather have a steak. But in all seriousness, I saw her look to the left, so she definitely was lying.
Yeah, no, they don't respect her, and the only reason that they don't say it is because the higher ups who use her as a propaganda tool have told them to not say shit.
Right. And once again, chat, just because she looks to the left doesn't mean that, you know, she's 100% lying, but that's just an indicator.
She was thrown such a softball bone.
Yeah.
I guess she can't even say she couldn't even say yes, my shooting impressed them. She can't even speak to her amazing sharpshooting record. Like she literally has nothing to defend herself with, even when she's literally handed the excuse on a silver platter.
Bro, I couldn't even brag about my shooting until near the end of my military career when I finally got an expert. Like being a sharpshooter is mediocre to, I guess, male soldiers, but to female soldiers, oh, she's the best thing since sliced bread. She's amazing. You know, it's insane. Let's keep it going.
Women on the front is a recent phenomenon in Ukraine. While up to 1/5 of Ukraine's armed forces are now women, it wasn't until 2000.
False. Let's continue.
2018, Ukrainian women were finally allowed to serve in combat positions. The surge of female soldiers so new and unexpected that Ukraine's military still doesn't have standard uniforms for women, meaning they're often handed men's uniforms. The Zemlachki NGO coming together to help female soldiers, sending women on the front care packages that include things like lighter body armor, tampons, and fitted uniforms.
Lighter
Helping women
body armor.
So, like, no plates, or because that's the only thing I could think of when it comes to lighter body armor.
At the very least, thinner plates. I mean, basically, they're sending the women shittier body armor.
Yes, very shitty.
Because
Like, way shittier.
Because that's the thing, like, because if they had developed body armor that was equally as good but lighter, then that shit either has to be stupid fucking expensive to make, otherwise it would just be standard body armor.
And chat, the only reason that this video is important because you've seen women in combat, especially between Palestine and was it Israel? Israel, Palestine?
Yeah, Israel, Palestine.
When the missiles were going off, the Israeli female soldiers, they were panicking, they were crying, they were running for cover. And I can find the video just to prove my point. When the alarm was going off that a missile was incoming, they dropped their weapons and they were running for cover. Just put it out there. Do us men have a choice? No. Because I guarantee you, male Israeli soldiers will be yeeted way before a female Israeli soldier.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, men always have a choice. It's just that the opposite choices usually die.
Exactly. So when it comes to a male soldier, desertion is unacceptable. But when it comes to a female soldier, oh, it's okay. Let's go back to base. Come on, it's. I know it's very rough for you.
Yeah, like honestly, it's one of the things like that I haven't seen yet in any of the literature I've read of Warhammer 40K, because they have commissars who, if they suspect like incompetence falling to chaos or outright desertion, it is the commissar's job to execute them on the spot. Now, I can't say that I have read the deepest lore of it, but none of the lore that I have read has them executing a female soldier.
No, but that definitely happened in Stalingrad. When it comes to male soldiers getting yeeted left and right.
Oh yeah, no, male soldiers will get fucking like field executed for any infraction, depending on how severe.
But if hypothetically, if it was a female soldier, I guarantee you they would be treated way differently. Guaranteed. Yeah. Let me go ahead and continue this video because it gets funnier.
Like Army medic Snitsana, who today brought her daughter with her.
Я не здивована, тому що жінки в Україні
She says she's not surprised so many women are enlisting.
Let's go. I really love American weapons.
Yeah.
Emerald, on leave in Kyiv, shows us her gear.
There is my toy. Yeah, what else? Oh,
What the fuck? Did you see that, Gray?
Like the weapon, the plush bed, or
The weapon. Why didn't she brag about her baby? Why didn't she give us the specs?
Here.
there is
wait.
my toy.
If she did, why did they cut that scene out?
Yeah, why? Because at least you notice when it comes to male soldiers or men that love weapons and stuff, they usually go down the line and like, oh yeah, it has a 7.62 millimeter round, it has a optic scope, ACOG and all that stuff. It has a 5-inch barrel and all this crazy shit. Where's that explanation?
Probably on the cutting room floor. Because here's the thing: how badly did she have to fuck up the description? Like go back and listen to exactly what she called it.
Okay.
Emerald, on leave in Kyiv, shows us her gear.
There is my toy. Yeah, what
Toy.
else?
Oh shit.
They are new faces on the front
I
lines.
skipped it. That's my fault.
Female sniper.
Emerald, on leave in Kyiv, shows us her gear.
There is my toy.
That's it. There's my joy. That's it.
No, I heard toy.
Or toy.
That
My
is
bad.
my toy. Yes, because you're playing soldier.
You didn't even explain the specs or nothing, because I guarantee you, if I was on the news and entertaining, and I want to explain what my toy is, I'm going to explain it.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I'm willing to bet that she fumbled the explanation so bad they had to cut it.
They had to, because there ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way. Like, even if it's something as simple as an M4, I will go head to toe when it comes to that shit. Like, yeah, this is my favorite weapon. Also, this is my sidearm. Also, these are the certain grenades I like to use. Also, these are the amount of rounds that I have, and you know, just go crazy. But they just completely cut her off. So, is that truly a sniper in the front lines, chat?
I mean,
Come
like,
on.
let's be honest. When you get a guy, okay, Yeetus, tell me if I'm wrong here. You knew guys in the military who, if you let them, would describe every single tool in their Swiss Army knife in exquisite detail.
Dude, we'll be there for like an hour. Yeah, I agree. They will literally explain every single tool and what they use it for.
Probably even have some kind of. They'll probably have a story for at least half of them as how it saved the fucking day this one time.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, right? I'm sure it'll be educational, but at least as men, male soldiers, if somebody want to know what we use, we will let them know in detail what we use.
While you disassemble and reassemble it without looking at it.
That as well. I think I could still do that, honestly. I could still.
You still got
Just-
the muscle memory.
Yeah. I did get in trouble one time, so I had no choice but to disassemble and assemble for like a few hours. But that's besides the point. This is what I'm talking about, Chad. With when it comes to the fake and the real, because at least the soldiers that I knew, the female soldiers, they weren't front lines. But I guarantee you, if they were in the same position as this Ukrainian soldier right here, they'd be able to describe the weapon that they have, at least.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's full on propaganda.
Like, honestly,
That's
chances are this interview, like if this is her first, I'm willing to bet that this is the first actual interview she's had, and this is also in English. Like, I don't know what they speak in Ukraine, but I'm pretty sure that it's not English.
I think
In fact,
Ukraine speaks Russian, or at least the eastern part of Ukraine.
Yeah, Eastern Ukraine has a lot of Russian speaking, but the Western Ukraine, which is primarily these people, like they've got their own separate. Wait, I've heard Zelensky fucking speak in whatever language he's most comfortable with while tripped out of his mind, and it sure as fuck wasn't English.
Well, I know their language is very similar to Russian.
Yeah.
That's why they're able to understand each other so well.
That's the thing, but she knows decent enough English to be able to explain this kind of stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if this is her first actual interview. And I'll be honest, like I'm really getting the sense that she's demoralized here because she's being asked the most softball questions by ABC here, and she is fumbling every single one of them.
Oh, she definitely is. And it's going to get even better when I play. It's going to get even better.
And what else? Oh, I have.
She used her own car to drive out to the front, and alongside her helmet,
Your wedding dress. Oh my God. You still have your. Wow.
the wedding dress she's yet to put away. Because in the middle of it all, Emerald also found love. Her future husband
You go ahead with this one. I'll be right back.
Okay, first of all, did they not have a shot of this dude that didn't have fucking moobs? Oh god, that image is fucking painful. Oh my god, like found love, i.e., she's been the fucking barracks. How do I say this politely? Stress relief. And one of them was fucking dumb enough to think that he found fucking love. And okay, like to all of you who are far more educated in physical fitness than I am, like I'm just looking at the arms and the shoulders, and then I'm looking at the fucking moves. I I can't really say that guy appears to be the most physically fit specimen.
Well, he does seem older.
Well, okay, but like look at like the physique, like shoulders and arms, and then compare that to like the torso. Because I would think that guy isn't exactly packing a whole bunch of muscle underneath the movies.
I agree. He ain't packing much. The muscles are not really there, you know. And once again, it's common amongst older soldiers, right? Because the older you get,
Yeah, and he's going gray around the sides, so like he's easily in his 40s or 50s.
but the big thing is that I want to talk about is not only that, you know, she's this perfect fighter, not only that, you know, she has so much time for some reason to put on her makeup, do her nails, do a bunch of selfie videos and all
How
that
long
stuff.
did it take to style her fucking hair for that one shot?
A good at least 10 minutes.
Like
10 minutes.
like that is not like that is very much a pose. And then as chat pointed out, tats too. Like she got a tattoo of a bird or something on the back of her arm there.
Red flag. But the big thing is, chat, she has all this time to do all this stuff, and then on top of that, she has time to marry somebody.
Well, she has time to be married in the biblical sense, at least.
Well, true, but like in the middle of the front lines, being this crazy, you know, sniper, you know, G.I. Jane, like that's how they try to portray her to be. All of a sudden, she has time to get married and be in a wedding dress and stuff. Really, Chad?
This is okay. Like honestly, I think that we can quite safely say that the target audience for this particular piece is women.
Yes.
Like this is propaganda aimed at American women to get them to encourage more donations to Ukraine.
Shit, you ain't getting a cent out of me. I'll let you know right now.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Well, you aren't exactly ABC's target audience.
I know, but what I'm saying is, like, at the end of the day, because they use women like this all the time to get men and women.
And you know damn well they're getting a cent out of you via taxes. They're getting more than a cent.
Don't remind me. God damn it. But we will continue because this shit gets funnier.
Reading about her and reaching out by sliding into her DMs on Instagram.
He writes that I'm proud of you. You're a very fantastic military woman. I'm military the same, and we started.
So here's my question: where's her ring?
Why the?
Do they wear wedding rings on the right hand or the left hand?
Good question. I will look that up.
Okay, let's go ahead and continue.
Speak with each other, and it was very romantic.
She eventually took the train to meet him in person, but already knew he was the one.
You know, when he first time texted me, I called my mother and said, "Mother, you know, I think I met my future
It
husband."
is the right hand, yes.
It is. Okay.
It is the right hand.
But my thing is, you being a sniper and shit, and you know, life and death, how do you even have time to be doing all this? Everything that I just described so far, how does she even have enough time to be doing all this? Look, she's in the whole wedding dress. She's carrying a bunch of fucking hay. I don't know what's in her hand.
Ain't y'all supposed to be like? Ain't y'all supposed to be like being shelled on a regular basis?
Yeah, like frontline my ass. Front lines my look at the oxymoron, chat. Look at the picture. Look at the video of her being married and shit, and this guy, I don't know who the fuck he. This doesn't even seem real. And then look at the headlines.
I'm gonna look up their fucking Instagram right the fuck now.
Okay,
right
but look at the headlines. Look at the photo right here. You know, being married and shit. And here, Ukraine female fighters on the front lines. How is this on the fucking front lines? How is this on the front lines? Somebody please tell me. Come on.
She got on the cover of fucking Forbes. And on Elle, she's literally doing fucking fashion shoots.
I guarantee you people women fell for this. I guarantee you.
Literally, like
Oh.
fucking fashion shoots. Here she is holding like a puppy and a cat, and there's another cat on her shoulder. They literally took all the photos for this shit from her Instagram.
Guaranteed, because first off, if you're gonna get married in the military, right? I guess the Ukrainian military is different. At least in the military that I know, you will be wearing your dress blues, your formal uniform. Not your work uniform, your formal uniform. If you're gonna get married. So this is ridiculous, but we're going to continue. We're going to continue on this one.
2 weeks later, he proposed to eventually marrying on the battlefield near Kharkiv.
So you only known him for 3 weeks?
A couple weeks.
2-3 weeks? And you got married? Okay, yeah. You on is either this story is just like too crazy to believe, or she's on bullshit. So that's all I gotta say. Let's continue.
It's my mother.
That's her mom.
That's right.
Amid all the death and destruction of war, Emerald now carrying new life.
Face
They had
my
a
husband.
Wait, she's pregnant?
Yep. Fucking.
What where is this even coming from? Where is this even coming from?
Wait,
See,
how? What? Okay, because now there's the weird fucking timeline here. Okay, like, goddamn, do I have to fucking sign in to goddamn Instagram to like get some fucking details on this shit? Oh, for fuck's sake.
So I assuming that she got the front lines. While her new husband to be is going to be dying in the ditch in Ukraine. If any of this is true.
Yeah, like fuck. I need to make a new fucking Instagram account to check this out, but like literally all.
This is a straight up love story. Some Disney bullshit. Come on, chat.
And here's the thing: like, how long ago were they married, and when she found out she was pregnant? Because I'm pretty sure she's been a fucking barracks bunny. So,
Thank you.
what are the fucking odds that that kid is his? I'd say that it is slim.
Very, very, very slim. Because ain't no way within 3 weeks that guy got you. No, there's no way.
No, like honestly, she was probably fucking barracks bunny, and then she finds out, oh shit, I'm pregnant. I need to lock down a man right the fuck now. And then she just picked a guy to love bomb, and he probably hasn't gotten any poon in fucking months or a year.
And once again, if she can prove all of us wrong somehow, some way, if you get some actual goddamn evidence, I will admit that I'm wrong. But at the moment, this shit does not add up.
Yeah, and
It doesn't.
She knows. Even if she actually gave a shit, like she knows she doesn't have to prove absolutely anything to us because our opinions do not matter. Like we don't affect her. We could fucking send this stream and this breakdown to literally everybody in the West, and they just call us mean names and then go back to living their fucking fantasy.
Pretty much. Let's go ahead and finish this off because I guarantee you, it probably is gonna get crazier. Let me see.
And when he knows that he will have a daughter.
My first daughter
What?
is like
What? Okay. I'm
What?
sorry, you do not find out what gender the baby is gonna fucking be until several months into the pregnancy, like during the last third of it.
Last third, or you mean the end of the first trimester?
No, like the end, like the last third. Like I had a coworker who
Hold up.
just had a fucking kid within the past within the past 3 to 4 months. They just found out the gender. So she's been pregnant. So prior to finding out the gender of the kid, she'd have been pregnant at least 5 months.
So it says around 18 to 21 weeks. So I
18
see
to
what
21.
you're saying.
That's the thing. Like 20 weeks, that's 5 months.
So the second trimester.
End of this, sure. Yeah, mid second trimester. But point is, sure as fuck ain't no 3 weeks in.
So she's on even more bullshit. She's on even more, like the dates just don't add up. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up, chat. Come on. I'm glad that Gray caught that because I was going to catch that. I'm lost in the sauce. But now he mentioned it. Holy shit. So that guy is screwed because he's raising somebody else's child, or all of this is fake?
Yeah, like I'm looking at this, like the photo of them together in front of that truck. That is the 5th most recent shot on Instagram. And
How
she's
long
already.
ago- Oh, so
I can't see how long ago it was without making an Instagram account or digging out my old one.
oh. Well, it proves our point. Like, there's no way within weeks you'll know the gender. So this shit is, gentlemen, this is a speed run of a love story.
Yeah, and again, like saying, and of course, it's a daughter. Of course, it's a daughter in this freaking pro-feminist, pro-female story. Of course, it's going to be a daughter.
Man, this shit is just getting crazier. Let's go ahead and continue.
Princess, really. But I think that my second daughter, yes, she will be like
Huh?
me.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
Remember, she had an 11-year-old daughter before she joined up. Remember?
Oh yeah. Wait, how old is she? What the fuck? Oh, she's way past the wall. What
Well,
the
here I
fuck?
was saying, I can probably find her age, maybe.
Damn, that dude fucked a single. Did he even know that she had a daughter? I doubt he did. I doubt it.
Well, you can see his fucking face. Like it is that you know that face. It is that married face.
The married face.
Like that face where it's like, I'm in a terrible fucking situation right now, but I'm gonna smile at it.
I fucked up.
Yeah. Okay.
Help
So
me.
all right. So yeah, I can see like October. Like, what's the date that this video was published?
Let me check.
31. 31 as of October.
This was 4 days ago.
Okay, so yeah, so she got married in October. So it's been long enough that she could that she probably could know the kid's gender by now if she got married back in October.
So I just read the description. It says that this woman was dubbed the Joan of Arc of Ukraine.
Yeah,
Are you guys out of your fucking mind?
yeah, they are.
Okay, let's continue because this is just gonna get more hilarious.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Well-
she was married. She was married back in October of 2022.
But before that, she had her first kid when she was 19, 20.
Yeah, it would have had to be 1920 because she was 31 at the time. So yeah, single
Girl.
mother.
So Chad clapped them cheeks and you couldn't keep him around. I gotta love these feminists. Let's go ahead and continue.
Okay.
Oh
and,
my, no. Here, sorry, I just
So-
found another fucking piece of interesting information. So she's the owner of the Order of the Chief Master Fabergé, the winner of the competition of the Association of Jewelers of Ukraine in the nomination, the best symbol of high spirituality 19 and jeweler of the year 2020. So she was already somewhat of a minor celebrity. This is 1000% pure propaganda.
Straight up propaganda. Holy shit. What kind of astrology bullshit she's spewing? What the fuck? Your description, I'm like, what the hell? Like spiritual and all that stuff. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah. So she makes fucking jewelry. That's what she does.
Goddamn, I'm not surprised. Goddamn fucking. All right, let's go ahead and get to. Hey, one more minute, okay? We won't drag this out.
Sorry, but just to answer Vitlaus, this is very much a Hallmark movie. Let's be honest.
Pretty much.
Fucking 31-year-old woman finding love in an unusual situation. This, like, if it wasn't, that's the thing. Like, if you put this story out on the fucking Hallmark Channel and didn't tell anyone that it was real, they'd absolutely believe it was just another Hallmark movie.
Literally. This is purely fictional. Like, this is a fictional situation. Like, we already know that the numbers, the dates, and everything else, it just does not add up correctly. It just does not. So this shit has to be fake.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, theoretically, like if they got married back in October and they'd known each other for 3 weeks prior, like I'm willing to bet that the kid was conceived out of wedlock. Or that's the thing. Like I'm pretty sure that she took the life-creating cream pie before the wedding day.
Agreed. But you already know how it is. It's all about how they feel.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that she took like one cream pie too many and maybe even fucking missed a period and then was like, ah, shit, I got to nail down one of these fucking barracks dudes.
Let's go ahead and continue this.
She want, I will teach her shoot.
How to shoot.
She says as hard as it would be to leave her 2 daughters now, she'd like to go back to the front eventually.
Ukrainian women are very strong, really, and all of us love our land.
It is precisely because of her daughters and because of their future that she risks it all.
It's the reason.
Yeah, you sure it's not all the fucking fame and money and whatnot?
Yeah, you're on some bullshit because your husband is a soldier as well. Why can't you just let your soldier husband take care of it? Somebody has to be there with the kids. You're the mother.
Well, again, like she's being gassed up as this fucking Joan of Arc thing. Like she can't just retire.
Bro, I can literally run up on her and like fucking deck her.
Yeah, well, dude, she's in a place safe enough to do fucking fashion shoots and shit.
They'd be like, "Who's this black guy?" Pah! Like shit. I'm telling you, man, this is so fucking hilarious that she's willing to LARP as a man to the point where it's gonna backfire, like Joan of Arc, right?
Well, okay, well, here's the thing with Joan of Arc. There's no way that she's going to get a Joan of Arc style ending because the Russians are not like they'd still respect the rules of war enough to not burn her at the stake.
Well, at least if they use hypersonic missiles, it'll be a quicker version of that.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the thing. Like they'd send just a hypersonic missile. I'm pretty sure that if you went back and asked OG Joan of Arc, what would you prefer, being burned at the stake or taking a hypersonic missile to your local postal code, she'd probably choose the hypersonic missile.
Shit. Does she even know what that is?
I'm pretty sure that if you told her like being smitten by a fucking missile from the heavens,
it's a very fast bird.
We just call it a lightning bolt. Just be like, yeah, would you rather like be burned at the stake or struck by lightning? She'd probably choose lightning.
I agree. Fun fact, chat: being burned alive is the worst way to die,
and it takes a long time.
Yeah, it's Once again, that's one thing I would not even wish on my worst enemy.
Oh, I would, but I'm a sadistic fuck that way.
Well, yeah, I personally would, because that is definitely a horrific way to go. Like the blazing bull,
Yeah,
something like
Yeah.
that.
like the brass bull, but yeah,
Brass bull, yeah, close enough. You already know, like the flames and shit.
yeah.
But we're gonna finish this video. We got 20 more seconds, guys.
Brazen bull. There we go.
Why I go to the one?
You're thinking about their future.
Yes.
How?
Yeah, their future is orphans.
It's another photo. It's another fucking.
Yeah, again, all those are taken from her Instagram. Like literally, you can see the credits. Every single one of these photos is taken from her Instagram.
If you're fighting to your fucking death, do you really believe that you have time to take photos like this?
Like, look at that. Like they even fucking have tasteful amounts of dirt, but she still has fucking lipstick and perfect eyebrows. Like that screams fucking movie dirt to me. Because notice how her face has that quote unquote dirt on it, but her uniform is still spotless and her nails are still perfect.
Come on, Chad. You already know. You already know, Chad. But before we continue, I'm going to address this right quick. Here, let me hold up. Let me address this right quick before we continue. Got the way. All right. Cyrus McCormick, thank you for your generous donation through Cash App. It says, fresh meat grind is going away here soon. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know if you mean by like actual, like cows and pigs and lambs and stuff. That will be very unfortunate and concerning if you talk about that. We definitely need to get the skills to hunt our own food, because it's already predicted that shit ain't going to go well in 2023 by a bunch of economists. They say that we'll definitely go back into the 2008 recession soon. And it's not going to get any better. It's going to get worse from there. So I definitely agree with you saying, Cyrus. This shit is going to get pretty insane. Hell, eggs, if you guys eat eggs, one carton of eggs costs around $7-8 now. That is insane. Just a carton of eggs, just like a dozen eggs. So eventually you guys are going to have to give up certain things in order to support your diet, or you guys are going to have to find some cheap replacements, because it's not going to get any better.
Honestly, mass gainer might be something to invest in. I'd have to double check how long that keeps, but that's a lot of calories packed pretty densely, and it probably keeps for a while since it's just a powder.
Well, true. That can also be a meal replacement. I'll give you that one. That should be like 2,000 a serving, I think it is.
Yeah, I've seen them go up to like 2,500 a serving. The ones I have is 1,100 a serving.
I'm definitely going to have to look into that, because I'm telling you, man, the prices for protein is getting out of control. Like, holy shit. Don't be surprised if people are going to be stealing more.
Yeah,
to get that protein.
I'm seeing, this just is protein powder, vitamins, stockpile long-lasting shit that can give you the equivalent of a full meal, because who knows how much longer we'll be able to get that full meal.
Exactly. Let's go ahead and try to zoom in. Hold up. Do you guys see it better? Where you at? Okay, yeah. So I want to talk about this as well, because this is definitely some 1984 shit. And before I begin, if you want to support your boy like Cyrus McCormick did, there's a link on top of the chat. Cash App /Sirius. Any donations appreciated if you want to invest in the channel. We're still looking for alternatives, Chad. Worst comes to worst, I just might bring back PayPal. Worst comes to worst, but I'm looking for any other avenues for you guys to donate. Most likely Patreon or Subscribe Star. Just for donations. You know, I'm not going to change up my content or anything. Because once again, I know you guys are like, hey, I can't donate because Cash App isn't allowed in my country.
Yeah.
So we're still working on it, Chad. We're still working on it.
Yeah, like my idea that I'm thinking is put like a poll for some sort of AI thing behind the pay thing, and then like let the subscribers vote on what images they want to see, and then just release a package of that every month.
AC, can I send you the codes behind the Visa cards at Walmart? No, I say just keep it to yourself until at least bring up Patreon or Subscribe Star. I think that'll be a lot easier for you guys to send donations.
Yeah, we'll look into the Subscribe Star stuff because that should be decent. Because we looked into Skrill and that's not viable at the moment.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Skrill's a piece of shit, at least to me.
Yeah, no, we'll look into Subscribe Star, and that'll be kind of this weekend sort of project.
Exactly. So no worries, chat. No worries. Okay. We'll definitely get this situated soon. It's just a bunch of shit that we need to take care of. But this is what I'm talking about. Jordan B. Peterson. Yeah, I know you guys know who he is, but this happened a couple weeks ago or a week and a half ago. And it says the Ontario, right? Ontario?
Yeah, Ontario.
College of Psychologists has demanded that I submit myself to mandatory social media communication retraining with their experts for, among other crimes, retweeting this guy and criticizing Justin Trudeau and his political allies.
So
that is 1984 right there.
No, keep in mind, Pierre Poilievre is the leader of the Conservatives. Like, he is the official opposition. So, like, he's not some fucking weird ass fringe radical. He is a legitimate member of parliament.
Agreed. And the fact that that college threatened to take away his medical license of him being a psychologist. Is it psychologist, psychiatrist? Pretty sure psychologist.
It says psychologist, yeah.
Yeah, they threatened to take away his license, chat, if he doesn't go to this retraining.
Yeah, like
retraining.
Okay, that would basically, for the U.S. people, this is the equivalent of saying you retweeted Mitch McConnell, therefore we will take away your psychology license unless you submit yourself to retraining.
And once again, I don't care if you agree with Jordan Peterson or not. I don't give a shit. The fact that somebody that's that high enough, that has that high enough status, he's a public figure that has to go through this nonsense. Come on. What are you brushing?
I think I saw that, like, he's going to call their bluff on some of this. I need to double check, but I know I've seen an update come across in my news feed.
Yeah, go. But what are you brushing over there?
Oh, filing down the mold lines on these miniatures.
No, and that should be very worrying, chat. Bless you. That should be very worrying. Okay, because we already saw a taste of what could happen when it comes to President Trump. The president of the United States got silenced. A public figure got silenced because Twitter didn't like what he had to say.
Yeah.
Think about it. The president. So are you really surprised about what's going on with Jordan B. Peterson? We will take away your way of income if you don't take this retraining class, so you won't be going around telling the truth to people. You shut the fuck up.
Yeah, so apparently he's filed an application for judicial review with the Ontario Divisional Court. So he is fighting back.
That is true. But the elites don't like it when you fight back. Once again, the guy Andrew Tate and shit, you can like him or not. Okay. But once again, there's a lot of shit that's going on that we don't know just yet because we still gotta wait for evidence. But at the same time, his character has not been compromised with the people that he surrounded himself with. The people that he surrounded himself with has not talked badly about him. They can easily, right now, he's in jail. Easily. They can easily fucking destroy him, destroy his reputation, destroy his character. But not one person that knows him and been in his circle, been in his little business of webcam girls said that, oh, he's evil, he's this, he made me do this, he made me do that. They had nothing but good things to say about him. Because once again, if he was really that bad of a guy, do you really think that he would have that much support? And once again, we all know he's a grifter, he's this, he's that. But that's one of many examples of 1984. The powers to be don't like what you're saying. They're not liking the direction that you're going. So they're gonna do what they have to do to make you shut the fuck up, or worse. Am I wrong, Gray?
I don't think so. I'm just reading up. So apparently, should have been a protest today, I believe.
Because once again, you can hate these motherfuckers. You can hate Jordan B. Peterson all you want. You can hate Tate all you want. But once again, these two guys have way more status, way more of a prolific, figure in the world. They're getting silenced by the powers to be. What makes you think that you're safe? Think on that, chat. Don't try to turn a blind eye on this shit. Because they are saying some soft core shit of we've been saying to the manosphere. We've been saying some very soft core shit. And look what's happening to them. So what really makes you think you're safe? So I truly believe eventually we will get to some version of the 1984 situation. Yeah, we could be in it now somewhat, but I don't think we're fully there yet. We will be there soon. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why we have to create so many goddamn alternate accounts. Because one day they will be doing a mass exodus of people telling the truth. I agree, Senator. One day I won't be able to chat with you men. I love you guys.
Yeah, no, apparently, yeah, there was straight up a protest today.
Protesting what?
A protest against Jordan Peterson's, I'll say, excommunication.
And there should be a way bigger protest, because, in my opinion, this is the last line of defense. There's not too many people left that's willing to challenge the narrative.
Well, no, it's not that there's not people willing to challenge the narrative. It's just that there's not many prominent people willing to challenge the narrative. And keep in mind, Peterson was prominent as in famous and have a sizable platform. Like, keep in mind, Peterson made a fucking mint off of all this. Like, this did not bankrupt him. Like,
Agreed.
he was still allowed to go out and speak at various places, still gets hosted on the fucking radio. Like you think my ass is going to be allowed to speak on these fucking issues?
No. That's why I say like public figures. There's not that many public figures left that's willing to challenge the narrative.
Yeah. So, no, like,
damn.
It's all a fucking dog and pony show.
So that's why, in my opinion, right? Of course, you're not going to outright be like, "Oh, you're banished, get out of here," or "Hey, we're going to yeet you to St. Peter." They're not going to say it outright, but they're definitely going to manipulate the strings to make sure that happens in the background.
Yeah. But the thing, like, they're not even trying to completely shut him up. It's just he's been pulling at the chains that they'll allow him to speak at. And so they're trying to reel him back in.
Because, once again, you don't have to agree with everything with Jordan Peterson. You don't have to agree with everything with Andrew Tate. But these guys, right now, at least when it comes to the level of importance, let's keep it real. Let's keep it honest. Don't get in your feelings. They're leagues above us. Leagues above us. Hell, I don't even know how much Andrew Tate has when it comes to money, but I guarantee you he has a shit ton of money along with his brother.
But keep in mind, like, they're leagues above us because they were permitted to be leagues above us.
Well, yeah, of course. Such as everything else, but at the same time, at the end of the day, the powers to be, they don't like being called out. They don't like being called out. So they're willing to do these things to people that are prolific like Jordan B. Peterson or Andrew Tate.
Or keep in mind,
up?
It could also be very simply that this is just jangling keys.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that there's probably something else going through the courts right now that, with all this focus on Jordan Peterson, isn't being paid attention to. Because I know that when the whole Andrew Tate thing was going off and everyone was staring at him getting arrested, like, some new shit dropped with Epstein, like with regards to Epstein. And no one gave a shit because Andrew Tate got arrested.
So what's going through the U.S. courts, pretty much? We're distracted.
Yeah. And then, like, so there's probably some bullshit going through the Canadian Parliament right now, but no one's going to talk about that because it's fucking Jordan Peterson protest day.
ZK Studios, Tate may be more popular than us right now, but not for the long term. Listen, if he's able to get free from jail, this is going to catapult him to way bigger fucking range of audiences. If he's able to actually beat this case, if he's not guilty. Because he's already the most searched person on Google last year. So that in itself, he's leagues of popularity beyond us. But at the moment, shit just not adding right. Because it's crazy how, and don't believe that piece of box of bullshit of the Greta Thunberg, whatever the fuck her name is. The government knew where the fuck Tate was at. They don't need no goddamn piece of box.
Yeah, no, it's just that as soon as that hit, everyone was immediately trying to fucking clout chase Tate and be like, oh, wow, his name's going off in the algorithm. So if I post some fake news update about him, I'll get a whole bunch of clicks.
Well, according to Andrew Tate, this is a warning shot number 2. They blocked him on social media platforms. They're dealing with some jail court system shit. And then strike 3, they're going to actually try to take him out.
Yeah, well, real life doesn't work in fucking baseball analogies where, like, they do 2 fake things and then they really go for you. Like, No, they'll just keep turning up the pressure.
Well, you already know how.
And keep in mind, he could have actually done some shady fucking shit, and he legitimately does belong behind bars for it.
Once again,
he's
I'm
trying
saying
to
if
use
he's
his
not
mo-
guilty.
Yeah, if he's not guilty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he's not guilty, this is strike number 2, right? And you already know how it is with various governments. Do you honestly think that the courts and certain agencies, like, fuck it, look at the FBI and CIA, NSA, NGA, etc. Do you really believe that they are fair in the eyes of the law?
No, but do I also think that Andrew Tate is squeaky fucking clean and deserves absolutely none of what he's getting?
I never said he was a saint.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just saying
the
with
thing,
this
he could've-
particular situation, if he's not guilty,
if
that
that's the
this
thing,
is-
but that's the if. And I
and
say
that-
like
but
there
that's
is
what I'm saying.
that there's a decent chance he is. And then
Oh,
if
of
that's the
course, of
case-
course. If he's guilty, he's guilty. Then I hope he rots in jail. But if he's not guilty, this is another smear campaign.
Yeah.
This has happened before. Like, what's his name? Fucking Mandela, whatever his name is, Nelson Mandela. He's been in jail for over 20-something years before he was rightfully released. Thankfully, he became president.
I think you're gonna piss a lot of fucking people off comparing Andrew Tate to Nelson Mandela.
Man, they can get fucked. They can get fucked. Because once again, yeah, I know we have to wait for more evidence. I'm just saying, what happened to due process? What happened to being innocent to proven guilty?
Well, I think it's been practiced for a long time that when you have a suspect that you think's a fucking flight risk, you put them in prison so they don't jump bail on you and skip the fucking country.
No, that's one thing. But I'm talking about the public opinion.
Public opinion has never had fucking innocent until proven guilty.
Well, it depends on who it is.
Like, I can't think of anyone in real time who has en masse been calling out for someone's wrongful imprisonment.
OJ Simpson, everybody was backing him up. Who's the woman that killed her own child and buried the child in the backyard? Casey Anthony? Something
know.
Anthony? That was a famous case in the United States. You guys know who I'm talking about. She was the one that buried her own child in the backyard, and she got off scot-free.
Okay, yeah, but like people were calling. So in one case, you have it's a woman, and the other one it's a celebrity.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It depends on who it is. That's what I'm saying.
Like I was saying, I think the question is like, do women want to fuck them?
Yeah, I agree.
If women want to fuck them, then they're innocent until proven guilty. If women don't want to fuck them, then they're guilty until proven innocent.
But I agree. But I'm still a big believer of due process. But that shit is rapidly dying these days.
Like
You-
the idea is nice, but I have no faith that it actually exists. And it certainly doesn't appear in fucking public opinion because most people will just believe whatever the fuck is shoved in front of them on television.
Which is somewhat part of the 1984 discussion, a little
Yeah.
bit.
But here's the thing. With Andrew Tate, there's enough fucking shady shit and enough fucking shady family history to believe that he could very much legitimately behind this. It's not like, oh no, there's no way he could have done this. Absolutely, he never could have hurt a fly. It's like, nah, man. It's entirely possible that he's a criminal scumbag who also happens to be saying shit that pisses off the elites.
Hey, once again, we'll see how it goes, right? I mean, I need more evidence. I need
Personally,
to
here's
see
the
what's
thing.
going
Personally,
on.
I don't give a shit because
Oh,
here's the thing. For me, it's a fucking win-win. Because if he's innocent and gets off, or fuck whether or not he's guilty or innocent. Those actually are irrelevant. If he gets off, then he becomes a figure that grows to immense popularity around the fucking manosphere shit. And fucking soft as hell as his message might be, at the very least, he's going to be a gateway drug to the rest of the manosphere. And so that's a win-win. And if he fucks up and loses, then his ideology being refuted is like, yeah, he said all this shit, he promoted all this crap, and turns out he's a fucking scumbag that's now rotting in jail. So maybe he's not the guy who you should be looking for your solutions, and you should listen to the guys who are calling him out on his bullshit.
You shouldn't be looking for him for solutions in the first place. I believe this character that Andrew Tate put up is just satire, that helps him with his business.
Okay, it doesn't matter whether or not it's legit or not. What matters is whether or not the people who follow his shit believe it's legit or not. And from what I can tell, they think it's real.
Well, what I'm saying is, as long as they prove that he's guilty beyond reasonable doubt, which I highly doubt it because it's Romania and Romania is known for being corrupt as fuck, then we'll see how it goes.
Well, but the question is, like, what evidence would they have to produce for that?
See, I do not know.
That's the thing. Would you even be able to believe any evidence they do produce?
So I know I will predict, because I don't know. I predict that they're going to be using some previous videos that he made that will incriminate him.
Yeah, well, from what I'm hearing, they found some fucking chat logs. So,
when was this?
Recently, like within the past day or two. I watched one channel, Romanian TV, and like he's a Romanian dude, so he's getting all of the news on Tate in real time, and he understands the language.
Okay, that's new. I did not know that.
Yeah, there's new evidence and information dropping on Tate. I just don't keep up with it because I genuinely don't give a shit about the process. As far as I'm concerned, it's a win-win regardless of what happens to him.
But for me, it's as long as they prove beyond reasonable doubt, then he's guilty. That's all it is to me. But I know the rules are different in Romania, so we'll see how it goes when it comes to that. That's going to be an interesting case because I'll be shocked. Because I know that they've been trying to get this guy for a while, not just Romania, but Britain and stuff. They've been trying to get him. So it's going to be something that's going to break a lot of hearts, or it's going to recruit a lot more Andrew Tate fans.
Like either way, having Andrew Tate destroyed means that he's going to have a whole bunch of fucking pissed off and disillusioned followers. And they're not going to reject the fucking core because it's built on their experiences. So they're far more likely to find other red pill shit, like some of the more realistic OGs. Or they're going to stick with him, and then he's going to acquire more normie followers, which will in turn be a gateway drug towards the more normal OGs. So again, it's a win-win regardless of whether he rots in jail or goes free.
Well, he's not a normal dude. So I guarantee you there'll be some backdoor deals. I'm already predicting there will be some, trading some moolah for some freedom.
Yeah, probably. But again, it doesn't matter what the reality of the situation is. What matters is the public presentation and the public results.
Well, he's already been stigmatized again. So
yeah, but he's got the cover that. But he also has the cover story that, in the eyes of his fans, absolves him of all wrongdoing. Because he can just say, oh, this is all just a setup by the agents of the Matrix because they hate that I'm spreading the truth. Like, legit.
Okay.
All he has to do is say that, and no one is going to look into the accuracy of the claims made against him because they'll believe it's all a bunch of bullshit.
It's the Matrix.
That was literally like his fucking his statement on the way to prison was that the Matrix came for him.
I'm just saying that I will be very shocked if he's actually innocent. Because once again, him and his brother, what's his name? Tristan, definitely dabbled in the webcam industry. So we'll definitely see how it goes when it comes to that. Because
yeah, like let's be honest, they ain't fucking good people. It's just a question of how illegal did their shit get.
Oh yeah, of course. Like once you reach a certain amount of power and status, wealth, you're gonna eventually be corrupt in one form or another.
And that's how a whole bunch of this higher end elite shit functions, is because everybody is so fucking corrupt that it's all one giant Mexican standoff. So, like, Tate's problem is that he doesn't have enough dirt on everyone else, maybe, in order to keep him out of the fucking trouble that he's in.
I agree. And once again, right? I'm not saying that he's innocent. I'm not saying that, he's, blah, blah, blah. But based on what I'm seeing right now, yeah, I gotta get more evidence on what they are going to present in the Romanian court. This is going to be a very. I'm going to check in here and there to see what they have to say.
I'll send you that channel link because that's probably where you'll be able to most keep updated on him.
Oh, somebody's keeping tabs.
Yeah, like, again, the dude's Romanian, so he's got a front row seat to all the local updates on Tate before anyone who speaks English.
Okay, I did not know that. All right, I'm down to watch what he has to say. And chat, once again, this is a important conversation because I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, you're not going to have this conversation anywhere else. You're not. This is something that we need to discuss. And oh shit! Before we leave, did you hear about the Destiny situation with Coach Redpill or
Nope.
Gonzalo Lira?
Nope.
Oh man, that debate was a disaster. Revan was in that chat too. I saw Revan. I saw you, bro. I saw you in that. They were debating about what's going on in the Ukraine-Russian war, and holy shit, it was bad. Like the debate was bad.
Wow. I mean, like, I think here's the real question: which of them is less qualified to talk about it?
Well, how you say Gonzo Lira or Coach Redpill?
Yeah.
He was in Kharkov, or he's pretty.
Yeah, he was on the ground. So
yeah, and okay, I'll admit he did get very emotional when it comes to the debate, which that should not happen whatsoever. Not trying to argue back, but he was like, very emotional about it. I'm like, okay, you're not gonna sway the minds of people acting like that. Like, calm down, bro. Relax. Yeah. Just get your point across, and it's all good. But Destiny, he eventually like, oh, this say I don't want to debate anymore, blah blah blah. Then he just like ran away. It was very hilarious because he wanted to talk to people who are pro NATO. Because Gonzalo, I think his name is Gonzalo Lira.
Yeah.
He's anti-NATO. He's definitely way against that. And we didn't even get to the second or third slide, and it was like a yelling match.
Yeah, that's kind of thing. Like, if you're going for an interview, you're there to listen, not speak. I think that's one thing that Destiny doesn't get. Kind of the same with Tim Pool. It's like, dude, you are the host. You bring on the guest because you want to listen to the guest.
What about the debate? Because they wanted to have a debate, and it just collapsed almost immediately.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
like,
that's why that's the thing. They want to have a debate. Like, Destiny does not want a debate. Destiny wants to win a debate.
Yeah, because in my opinion, the questions that Gonzalo Lira was saying, I thought was pretty simple. Like, it was a yes or no question. But then, Destiny was like, oh, this is a compound question. This is a loaded question. I'm like, bro, just say yes or no, and then explain why. But no, he was like, oh, this question ain't right. This question is this. Like, come on, man. It is way too hilarious on how people cannot have a proper conversation about something like this.
Hardly surprising. Like, again, we've seen Destiny up against Undead Chronic. He is not exactly well versed in the things that he claims to be in support of. So as soon as someone with actual knowledge and serious questions comes out at him, all he can do is retreat.
Yeah, Destiny stole all the Chronic's points.
Yeah, and I
Motherfucker.
wouldn't be surprised if he steals some of Coach Red Pill's points.
But do you have anything else to say to the chat about this 1984? Because I'm down to a part 2. I'm not done with this one.
I guess the only thing I'd say is I double check your vocabulary to make sure you're using the right words for the right things, because they're very clearly trying to limit what language we're aware of these days. And the only way to be able to properly describe things is to know the words for them.
Agreed. Knowledge is power, gentlemen. Don't let these crazy motherfuckers that should be in asylum try to dictate how you perceive the world. Okay. Similar to gender, similar to, the sexuality nonsense, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Don't fall into that goddamn trap, because eventually you'll just be one of them. You'll be an NPC spewing out bullshit that you don't even believe yourself. Have your own mind frame, do your own research, do your own watch whatever network you have to watch to be updated with reality, not this crazy ass fucking delusional utopia that the left is trying to make.
Yeah,
All right. And what's up?
Don't be afraid to be wrong when given proper evidence, because that's the biggest trap. Again, like what I saw with that fucking white Supreme dude yesterday, like the dude believes he's fucking red pilled on shit. But all he did was fall for another fucking blue pill ideology. That's assuming that he wasn't a Fed.
Yeah, he put me in a bad mood. He's the only reason why I jumped on yesterday, because ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way. But just know, chat, you have to understand, you have to be open-minded, you have to be willing to learn, and also you have to be willing to teach others as well. All right, about reality. Okay, because I know my reality may be different from your reality, but I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, our reality is very similar.
Yeah. Like, don't lock the gate, but keep a gatekeeper.
Exactly. But you good, Gray?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, it is your boy Sirius. Hopefully you enjoyed this stream. I know it's been a while for Yeetus News. I will definitely focus more on this channel in the future. On top of that, thank you for the donations that was given to me. You can still donate at Cash App /Sirius if you want to. And
I'm gonna post my latest video in the chat, just because.
Okay, it's all good, bro. Hopefully you enjoy the gems that I dropped on you as well, me and Gray. And most importantly, thank you for having maximum participation in the chat. Because once again, there will be no stream without the chat.
I ain't even a rent on this channel, Yeet. What the fuck?
Leave me alone. Okay, where you at? Just put on the send the put in a message.
Yeah, I'm posting the link.
Okay.
Send it to you on Discord as well.
But I am out. Peace.
Peace out.
Wow.